Hi everyone, I'm Catherine, Teen Services Librarian from the Gwinnett County Public Library, and today we're bringing you a special video to celebrate Juneteenth. In this video, we'll be sharing book talks, recommendations, and readings from some of our favorite works. First, let me share more about this holiday with you.
Juneteenth is celebrated all across the country on and around June 19th and commemorates the day in 1865 that Texas slaves learned they were free. In Texas, slaves did not learn they were free until 2 months after the Civil War ended and 2.5 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. While originally this holiday was only celebrated in Texas, Juneteenth is now recognized all over the United States and is an opportunity for Black individuals, families, and communities to celebrate the fundamental uniqueness that even the oppression of slavery couldn't repress. While Juneteenth is a celebration of Black culture and identity, it's also an important part of American history. After watching the video, celebrate with us and visit our summer reading challenge on Beanstack at gwinnettpl.beanstack.org and check out the Celebrate Juneteenth badge.
Hi, my name is Pauletta Freeman and I'm a library associate at the Hamilton Mill branch. In today's celebration for Juneteenth, I will be reciting a narrative from a former enslaved woman by the name of Sarah Jane Patterson. I was living in Bartow County in North Georgia when freedom came. I don't remember how the slaves found it out. I remember them saying, well, they's all free. And that is all I remember. And I remember somebody saying and asking a question. We gotta say, Master? And somebody answered and said, no. But they said it all the same. They said it for a long time. But they learned better though. When I think about what Juneteenth means for me, it's a reminder of how my mother and father instilled the concept of freedom into my mind. My mother especially felt it was important that I learn the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, marking the abolishment of slavery. My parents wanted to instill in me that I had the freedom to pursue endless learning because so many enslaved people fought and died for it. So as we celebrate Juneteenth this week, I carry the triumphs of my ancestors. Encoded in my DNA is the knowledge that I am because they were. I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. I'm a Black woman living in the world. That in itself is revolutionary. I am because they were. So I am alive, I am healed, I am seen, and I am heard. Happy Juneteenth.
Hi, my name is Jean Farewell, and I am one of two of the team representatives at the Suwannee branch of Gwinnett County Public Library. Today, I'm here to share with you this book called Just Mercy, the true story of the fight for justice by Bryan Stevenson. This is actually the young adult adaptation of the book. There is an adult version of the book. It's a teen nonfiction book, and it is not a light read. If you're looking for a happy read, I would probably suggest another book. But this book does have a lot of facts and information about Bryan's journey through the U.S. justice system. So Bryan is an executive director of the Equal Justice Initiative, which is a nonprofit organization in Montgomery, Alabama, that works to end mass incarceration, excessive punishment, and racial inequality. So the book mostly talks about him navigating the challenges of the broken U.S. justice system, as well as his efforts and triumphs during that time. It's filled with information about the U.S. justice system, and it also talks about one inmate in particular that Bryan was able to get off of death row. His name is Walter McMillan. He was wrongly accused of a crime and put on death row for it. In fact, none of the evidence actually pointed towards him actually doing the crime. So this book made me cry. It made me upset. It made me hurt, but it also has a lot of hope filled with it. And it also made me laugh at times. So I do recommend it as a read for you guys. And the movie right now, Just Mercy, is actually free to watch until June 30th. So it's a great book to movie adaptation, especially since the information in the book is very supplementary to the movie. So right after you read the book, watch the movie, or if you care to, watch the movie and then read the book. Either way, you're going to get a lot of information out of it. I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope you guys read this book because it's a really good book. In fact, I even have a favorite chapter in this book. I believe it's like chapter 15 in the book. So I hope you guys enjoy this book. I hope you guys also watch the movie. So see you later.
Hi, I'm Ashley from Swanee, and I'll be doing a reading of The Boy in the Black Suit by Jason Reynolds. It was the first day of school. Actually, it was the 19th day of school, but it was my first day, and all I could think about was how happy I was that I had already missed 3 weeks, and that this would be the last first day in this place I would ever have. Thank God. Don't get me wrong, I didn't hate school. I just wasn't really in the mood to be lugging books around, or learning stuff that didn't really matter to me, or even worse, being around people that I didn't really matter to. I know. I sound like a prime candidate for black fingernails and emo poetry, but I guess what I'm really trying to say is that I just wasn't feeling too social. Scratch that. I wasn't feeling social at all. Lockers slamming, sneakers screeching, and squeaking on the floor as every kind of teenager ran through the hallways laughing and shouting on their way to class. It was all like one big nail on an even bigger chalkboard. Everyone was zipping by, bumping me, as I sort of floated through the halls like some kind of zombie. It was like I was living in a different world where everything was backward. Miss Harris, the principal who normally spent most of her time hiding from students in her office, offered to actually walk me to my locker. Meanwhile, kids I was cool with, at least I thought I was cool with, like James Skinner, totally ignored me. See what I mean? Backward. The last time I saw James was during the summer when our whole class had to meet up at the school to have our senior pictures taken. Me and James joked about how much we hated taking photos and how our crazy moms were obsessed about the whole thing. I told him how my mother begged me to smile, but I knew I wouldn't. I couldn't. Not because I didn't want to, it's just that every time a camera was pointed at me, I never knew what to do with my face. Some people can smile on cue. You say, "Smile," and they go ear to ear, flashing every tooth in their mouth. And some people can't. I was one of those. So, I knew in my senior pictures I would look just like I did in my junior, sophomore, and freshman pictures. Like a robot. Except this time, it would be a robot face in a cap and gown. Which is even worse.
I'm Becca, teen rep at the Hamilton Mill Branch. In honor of Juneteenth, I'd like to do a reading from the title Jump Back Paul by Sally Derby. This title celebrates the life and work of Paul Laurence Dunbar. He was a famous Black American poet, novelist, and playwright, recognized for his works that rung with the truth of life, both the good and the bad. I'll begin by reading a short snippet from the author regarding the nature of his works. Paul Dunbar's poems are meant for saying out loud, standing straight, and proud. You don't just sit quiet with a book of them in your hand, reading the words to yourself. No, sir. You call out his poems in your very best voice, the way he did way back when. You might notice as I read that I have an accent I don't currently have. That's because Paul Dunbar wrote his works specifically to read as they are written on paper. So when I say things like a hot, a hood, in an accent, it's because he writes them to be read that way. Now I'll read the poem, Jump Back Honey, also known as a Negro love song. Seen my lady home last night, jump back honey, jump back. Held a hand and squeezed it tight, jump back honey, jump back. Heard a little sigh seen a light gleam from her eye, and a smile go flitting by. Jump back, honey, jump back. Heard the wind blow through the pines. Jump back, honey, jump back. Mockingbird was singing fine. Jump back, honey, jump back. And my heart was beating so when I reached my lady's door that I couldn't bear to go. Jump back, honey, jump back. Put my arm around her waist. Jump back, honey, jump back. Raised her lips and took a taste. Jump back, honey, jump back. Love me, honey, love me true. Love me well as I love you. And she answered, course I do. Jump back, honey, jump back. If you're interested in reading further, you can find this title in the teen nonfiction section of our online catalog, along with many other works that commemorate, celebrate, and honor the lives of the Black community. Thank you for listening.
Hello, my name is Christina Tatum, and I'm the supervisory librarian here at the Hamilton Mill Branch. And the book I want to talk to you about today is Brown Girl Brownstones by Paula Marshall. It's one of my personal favorites, and I was first introduced to it when I was in high school. It's about a Black teenage girl named Selena Boyce and her Barbadian American family. They live in Brooklyn, and they're facing challenges, as she grows up, and their quest for the American dream, which to them is owning the brownstone that they live in. All right, so I hope you'll give this book a chance. I think it's a great pick for Juneteenth because to me it kind of represents what Juneteenth is all about. Everybody being free to chase their piece of what the American dream is to them. And I'm really glad that Juneteenth is picking up traction because I feel like it's a holiday that should be celebrated by all Americans, because in the words of the great Fannie Lou Hamer, we're not free until we're all free.
One of the activities included in the Celebrate Juneteenth badge is to read a book by a Black author, about a Black character, or about Black history. If you're looking for some suggestions, the ones we're showing you now are some great titles. Included in the Beanstack badge is a link to book lists for all age groups that include both fiction and nonfiction.